Hey everybody, it's Circle of Hope Pastors, our weekly video on somebody asked. Um, it came to mind that sometimes people wonder when they walk into the meeting on Sunday nights, why does this seem so homemade? Why isn't this as slick as I might expect the normal variety show to be? So we thought we'd talk about it for a while and maybe get you to talk about it as a result. So thanks for listening in. And Rachel, why don't you start?
I like this topic. I think we are homegrown, and our meetings are homegrown because we actually believe that ordinary people, young people even, can lead the church and can know God and be filled with God's Spirit, and that they have good gifts to share. So I think that's what we're experiencing in our meetings. There's lots of different elements that ordinary people are bringing. Would you guys agree?
Yeah, I do, and I would also say that it's by design that it be so many people. One thing is we want a lot of people involved in everything. We have lots of cells, lots of teams, lots of opportunities for people to lead because we think that leadership is a team effort and leading. You get to disciple someone else, and that's one of the best ways to grow yourself as a follower of Jesus is to teach someone else how to do something. So even at the smallest levels, we've got these teams where we want to give people that opportunity.
Well said. I think maybe the person who is thinking that it's homemade might be looking for more kind of professionalism. And like you're saying, Ben, we have like numerous different, say even the bands on Sunday, they rotate. So you come from week to week, and it's like a total different group of people leading and serving. And part of our idea about even serving and leading is that it's our mission, it's our life together with Jesus to serve, not just kind of look for the most talented people and compensate them with money or something like that.
I
So
think some people might object to it. I think they might be saying too, is this looks so homemade, like I mean, like, couldn't you afford something nicer? Why aren't you excellent like Joel Osteen or something like that? Where's the Hillsong experience? Where's my concert? I mean, if you love God, wouldn't you give your best? Why does this seem like you just put up this raggedy stuff and just any old person seems to be able to get up there and kind of random? What do you mean to do that?
yeah, I think it's like a home birth. Jim Gaffigan has a great bit about how they had their children at home so that he says so that I could make you uncomfortable. But some people say to him like, "Wow, couldn't you afford to go to the hospital?" And there's a whole, it's a different kind of sense of values and an expression I think that's of the people as and of God together.
Well, we've also decided on purpose to not like do the slick production. I think that it's probably part of our aesthetic that we are kind of homemade on purpose. Like we're not gonna spend a bunch of money. We don't have a bunch of money for one reason, but also because um, we've decided that that's kind of like what we think is cool, or what. Don't you think that's part of it too?
Yeah, I think sometimes I kind of like it even homely, so it's not too spit shined like I think people think they ought to be spit shined to be a Christian anyway. Like you're not supposed to be ugly, you're not supposed to be poor, you're not supposed to be anything but something you're not. And I kind of like the public demonstration that no, really, Jesus is filling normal people, and here they are. They're actually leading you too, and they're just like you. They're not like something they're not. They're doing the best they can with what they've got, and that's what we're given to do. How come Johnny's not
Yeah,
saying anything about this? Oh, here he goes.
I agree with what you're saying. We're homemade because you're homemade too. God made us, and we're given what we have. You can participate. You're fully gifted to lead people to worship Jesus and to know Jesus. You don't need a seminary degree. You don't need to have a degree from Juilliard to lead a team. You're okay where you are, and you can lead us too. What do you have to offer?
We actually do have some pretty spectacular people. I don't think we have anybody from Juilliard, but we have had some people from Curtis, someplace else at times, and professional musicians who do lead us, but they're usually mixed up with somebody who's not so great. Probably the detriment of that is that you can get to the place where it kind of looks like your backyard, where it's almost like too homey. We're so accepting that if the kids get up and put a bag over their head and dance around, we think that's really great. They're our kids. And so it can get a little too much like that if you're not already initiated into this community and you walk into it and you go, did I come for the birthday party and I wasn't invited, or what's going on? It seems like a little bit too intimate, I think, to some people.
I think the goal is to make it safe, and sometimes if it's too comfortable, if it's too cultural for the people there, someone new entering in may simply feel like it's unsafe for them. I don't know all the tricks. I don't know how things work. I don't know when to stand up or where to go. It's too much like Thanksgiving at your house, and I've never been here before.
Well, that's the thing we're going for, right? Is personal, relational. So even like the people who are maybe greeting at the door, they are members of a cell that's hosting, and they're trying to make a personal connection, not just kind of look bubbly and kind of like, hey, how you doing? That's not that's not what we've asked them to do, and it's not. Hopefully they would try to like remember you or talk to you later, not just when you walk in the door. We're trying to actually make a connection and even make it as like homespun as we're talking about, but for the next person to be able to connect and kind of pick up right where they're at, right where we're at, not have to like read 10 books in order to understand the lexicon.
Another reason I think that it looks homemade, and maybe it's like kind of the negative angle of we want real people to be able to be real Christians. So that's our commitment, and we think that by doing that we can just let anyone that's willing give it a shot. That's kind of how it goes most of the time. And the result of that is you get real people with real lives, with real families, with real jobs. The pressures of the world, they're dealing with them too, and they don't have 20 hours a week to make this meeting work. They gave what they had, and what they had isn't enough sometimes. We're like up against a lot of stuff in trying to be the people of God, even in how we're creating a time for worship for our people. We encounter resistance. That's one reason why it's homemade too.
And being realistic about that fact, I think, is important to me. I think there's a piece of theology that we don't really need to have a professional or a person who's particularly skilled tell us how to worship God. We all are filled with the Holy Spirit. Even if you walked in at the time, the Holy Spirit could meet you and welcome you in and include you in this whole process by God's own inspiration. And we could probably create worship, couldn't we, if we didn't have a big plan or a big band or even too much talent about anything. What we need is a passion for God and an interest in what the Holy Spirit is saying, and that kind of makes the meeting. So when you have people who aren't leading it too aggressively, even maybe even too ably, it gives us all the responsibility that I think we really have to make the meeting ourselves. We don't need to have someone else make it for us. We're the people of God.
I'm noticing the trust in God and in one another that grows. We're working at this trust system, and we're creating this environment of trust. And I think we're exercising that by kind of going against this expert. I think kind of part of the culture in the United States is this thing where we only trust the experts. If people have credentials behind their name or they've written a book, then they're trustworthy. And I think our theology is different. And so I like how we're creating and exercising trust in one another and trust in God.
Yes.
Including people with
summarize it, Joshua.
Sorry, what?
Bring it together.
Yeah, I think I just love it what we're talking about. I mean, but you can expect people to try to move with the Holy Spirit to make something new at Circle of Hope. We're gonna make new art. We're gonna make new music, and because we're trying to be an authentic representation of what God is doing now and what the Holy Spirit wants to do next. So while we have some traditions and some older forms where we feel free because of the Holy Spirit to co-create with Jesus something new and beautiful for the kingdom.
Hey, thanks everybody for talking, and thanks for watching this, guys. We always want you to share it, of course, and if you leave a comment, it's like a big compliment or a little treasure, I guess. So thanks for watching, and we'll look forward to hearing from you again, and I hope you look forward to hearing from us again, because next week we'll be at it. God bless you.